beating world champions it's never easy, right? They're world champions for a reason, especially for someone like myself that never won anything at the colored belts. I podiumed once or twice at a major at the juvenile ranks, and ever since then I've gotten stuck in the quarterfinals just because I didn't know how to get out of it. I didn't know how to progress. I didn't know how to just be better, right? So then I started organizing my game, and I was able to have a really, really big win at American Nationals. He won Europeans, he won Worlds, I think he won Pan Ams. I don't know if he won Brazilian Nationals, but he's good, and he did it mostly by sub, right? And this is all talking at brown belt, something that I struggled so much at. And so, funny enough, I actually beat him at his own game because, as we'll see, depending on when you're watching this, I'll either have my closed guard instructional lump or not. I played K-guard off the cross sleeve most of the time. And so I knew his game going into it, and I was able to watch it and prepare for it with my buddy Alex, who we'll have on the channel as our resident Atlas referee. He's with the IBJJF. But it was a really good win for me. So in this video, we'll go over the exact mindset and strategies and game that I used to take out a world champion.
All right, so let's get into the match breakdown here. This is a 10-minute match. I have a couple clips here. I didn't want to bore you with a full 10-minute match. I also didn't want to get sued right for grappling, right? So I had a couple weeks to prepare for him. He signed up at a good time. I signed up at a good time, right? So I was able to kind of study his game and not really going too blind, right? I made the mistake at Worlds going with a footlocker and completely changing my game because I knew that he wanted a footlock on my left. And then I got behind the transitions, and I ended up in his world. I didn't get footlocked. I got my back taken, so I did okay defending the footlock, but I still lost the match because at the highest level, and you can hold yourself to whatever level you're holding in. Maybe it's Greg from accounting, or maybe it's Bushesha, right? At the highest level, we need to stay ahead. And so if you're changing your game the week or two before to make sure that you avoid their game, you're in defensive avoidance versus implementation, right? So while studying him, I knew that he was going to try to attack my right side. I knew that he had like a K-guard or wanted closed guard, right? So from the start, I know to pull. I saw his passing style in a couple people, right? And just went for the pull immediately. I wanted to get on the ground. I want to get to my closed guard. I want to get to my 2-on-1 pierogi guard game, right? And I just wanted to start in my world versus he pulls and now I'm defending a footlock for 5 minutes, and then he's up an advantage in 2 points because I had to sit back or something, right? So I just wanted to stay ahead. So immediately on the slap bump, we have a very quick pull. Notice where I pull. Going back to our old video here, I had my grip as I hit the ground, and I just let go. Now, if you notice the location, look how close to the yellow I am. My foot here is actually in the yellow. So as you'll see, I get the paddle, and I get a restart back to the center. So I gotta get a minute to listen to London right here. Right? He's spoon feeding me. He knows his game very, very well on how to avoid the entries. So having a homie, my coach ends up coming in over here in a second anyway. But having a homie or someone that understands the person's game or just strategy in general, this time, we're looking at paddle, 5-6 seconds from on the reset. Critical, right? So we get the quick pull, and notice my feet are away. So now into our second clip here. Boom. 2 minutes in, I pause this. 2 minutes in, I finally get to my close guard, right? The whole time, I'm holding that position there from the start. Oops. This pull position with my grip. I'm holding this for like 5-6 minutes throughout the entirety of the match, right? So 2 minutes in, I finally get to my close guard. Right, and now we get into this passing sequence. Toes are clamped in. I know he wants to get my feet to the ground and stack. So it's like, okay, just keep the feet on you. And this collar grip kind of saved my butt here, right? Not allowing my thigh to go up and over my leg. Let me pause that and show. This collar grip saved my leg from passing over. Did I know that at the time? No. But looking back, hey, that's pretty smart. So we're here. He finally settles, right? And this is why it's so important to organize your game, because if he just went here and now started transitioning, he would have been in a better passing position. But no, he stopped, right? And now I know, now I'm in my game. He drops for the footlock. I have the sleeve, and I go double sleeve. It's okay to abandon our game a little bit to defend their A game, because very shortly you'll see I get my foot out, and now I'm in close guard, and now it's my game. Now he is so far behind. I get the paro, get the stop, and we go back to the center. Next clip is where I actually get the sweep. So I have my cross grip game, and I have an underpaint here. Usually I'll go on the tricep area with it, but I knew he was going to want to stand up and pass, so I wanted to be ahead. And I didn't want him dropping back on my foot. So this is the small adaptation that I make for my game. Usually I go 2-on-1, right? But I didn't want to have to bail to like a K guard around the leg, right, with a clamp. So I kept this, and I wanted to even be more ahead. Because when he stands, I'm able to scoot in. Now he can't drop back on my leg, and I know this. So I felt confident going. He tries to drop back, but he has no bite. And later, depending on when you're watching this, you can go into the Pierogi Close Guard Masterclass, and you can see all the details here, why I throw this leg over, right? When I throw the leg over, it not only protects my foot, but you see him roll back. He knows that I want to go to his back, or at least I make that kind of an option for myself so that they turn flat. Right? You give him a dichotomy. You always want to give him a dichotomy. I can go for his foot here. I can go for the back here. I can come up for 2 here. Right? This is why organizing our game, so that I know all these steps and I have all these options in the position and I know what their follow-up reactions are. So next here, where we actually come up for the sweep, and this is where I've done this sweep a couple times. So I threaten the omoplata. They're going to posture up, and now we're looking at that knee position here. Right? His knee's open, so I can go under and I can come up and sweep. Versus here, his knee's closed, so I attack the upper body. We can do this. We can attack up, sweep low. Right? Attacking the upper body, his knee's now open. I see my opportunity to come up. I get my 2. As I'm coming up, I want to transition into my guard passing. Right? I don't just want to come up and deal with whatever guard he's doing. Since I have the opportunity, I step over the far leg, and I immediately get my wide grip angle passing, right? His foot is caught on the inside, kind of in like a weird leg drag position. I have a solid grip here, and I have an upper body grip, right? In this position, again, I'm going to keep harping on it, organizing our game. It's so important. I know what his reactions are going to be. If he goes for this sleeve, right, which he is, we're not going anywhere. If he lets go of the sleeve and goes for the collar, I can toriano to the side, right? Or they're going to want to free that leg that's leg dragged in. See if we can see it here. Yep, I step over the leg. They're going to try to free that, and then I have complete access to the inside of the guard. And as we'll see in this last clip, he goes to free this inside leg here. Let me get a better shot for you. Right, this leg is pinned inside. We're here. I give him a little space because he wasn't doing anything. We were just sitting there, right? He frees the leg, and I'm already into that inside position on the knee cut. I go for the knee cut. I flatten him. He turtles straight to the back. I ended up getting a sub attempt on this, so I got another advantage. And then time ran out with pretty much double paint. He did have a sub attempt on me. He didn't get an advantage for it. I was able to defend his A game, thankfully. By the end of the match, we came out on top.
So now we're going to look more into the critical positions. Looking here at our first close guard move, I break the grip, and usually I go into this collar tricep position like I was talking about. Right here, we have options, right? If they stand up on the right like Zach did, I can scoot under, I can threaten high, right? And I can sweep low. So now we talk about opening and closing the leg. If the leg is closed, we attack high. If the leg is more open, that allows us to enter in for our sweeps. Just like Nata did, I threatened with the omoplata. He started basing, and that allowed me to go in and come up for the 2 points. Now, for a more detailed shot on the importance of this position here. If I don't roll the sleeve out, it is so easy for them to fight back, and you're straining so much. Versus roll the sleeve out, get the tricep grip, and then pin that to the hip. Next, we're going to be looking at this passing position. Like I talked about, we have a lot of different options. I have my collar grip, I have the pant grip, and he has his leg across, right? In this situation, they bring the leg out, and we can go into the knee cut position, making sure our butt is off our heel, fighting for that inside position, and then finally, all the way to the pass. In summary, right, being world champions is difficult. We never thought it was going to be easy, right? But is it impossible? Not at all, right? And I'm kind of living proof of that, right? Nata's 20 to 30 times more accomplished than I am, and he just got his black belt, right? But I was still able to beat him, you know what I mean, by a lot. You know, won black belt matches or won by an advantage or 2 or maybe a point. I beat him 2-0 with 7 advantage. That means I was not only able to win, but I was able to just keep going in my game, right? So the more that we're able to have a deeper understanding of our game and of jiu-jitsu and all the reactions from a certain position, the more we can just fire them off and keep them in the world, keep them reacting, keep them defending versus I'm just going to go in, I'm just going to fight, right? You can have that strategy if you know that you're going to wreck the guy, but overall, we should be getting in there and we should have a pretty systematic approach to our opening move, our mid-game, right, and then how we want to do the end game depending on the situation we're in. And we'll go over all that eventually, but it just goes to show setting our own standard, right, whatever that is, which, by the way, has nothing to do with age. I hear so many Masters competitors going, I'm Masters 3, blah, blah, blah. Your age has nothing to do with your understanding of jiu-jitsu, right? Maybe you're a little run down, you got a bad shoulder, and you can't do that, but your standard has nothing to do with age, right? So taking the time to organize your game, fixing things, and having a well-rounded game with good fundamentals, you'll beat anybody if you just implement it before them. So that's all for this video. If you have anything that you need, please reach out. Instagram, Patreon. I'm on all of it. I'm addicted to it, so I'll answer it anytime. Trust me.